Welcome back to Grab Your Brew, and if you're new, welcome, please like and subscribe.
Grab your brew and join us as we dive into the shadowy side of fairy belief. So this is part 2, the kind where fairies are linked to witchcraft, devil, and all sorts of infernal business.
Then we'll step beyond Britain to the hidden folk around the world and look at how these beliefs overlap in eerie, universal ways. So buckle up, today's brew is dark.
Very dark.
During the witch trials of the 16th and 17th century, fairies were often associated with witchcraft, sometimes even the devil himself.
Because why settle for one invisible menace when you can have two?
That's greedy. In Scotland, confessions from witch trials frequently mention encounters with the fair folk. For example, in 1576, Bessie Dunlop of Ayrshire claimed she was guided by the spirit of Thomas Reed, a man long dead who came from the good neighbours. Good neighbours. Her term for the fairies. She insisted he wasn't the devil, but authorities disagreed and she was executed.
So basically, I was talking to a fairy. Nope, devil, burn her.
Exactly, because people make sense.
I know. So another case, Isabel Gowdy of Oldern in 1662 gave one of the most detailed witchcraft confessions in history. She described meetings with the Queen of Elfame, the fairy queen, who bestowed powers on her coven. Scholars still debate whether this was imagination, folklore, memory, or coerced testimony.
Imagine the paperwork in hell. One office for witches and another for fays.
Very inefficient.
Continental Europe also blurred the lines in the 16th century. France and Italy, women accused of witchcraft often claimed to ride with fairy queens or attended nocturnal dances, which authorities rebranded as satanic sabbaths.
So whether it was the devil or the fairy queen, if you're caught dancing at night, you're in trouble.
Basically, just don't dance. Don't have fun at all. How dare you laugh?
Fun as the devil.
Church records often equated fairies with fallen angels, because if you read the Bible, a third of the angels came down to hell with Satan. That's where the term fallen angels came from. Neither saved nor damned, but forever wandering, which made them suspicious companions.
Fire explains why offering milk to fairies was tolerated, but liking them too much got you roasted at the stake.
While the British Isles gave us brownies and pixies, and no, what it is women with opinions, because you didn't see no man going up there, did you? While the British Isles gave us brownies and pixies, they're far from unique. Cultures all over the world whisper about hidden folk, and the similarities are striking. There was a time before the internet, guys.
Yeah, so that either means human imagination works the same everywhere, or the little people really are everywhere, global conspiracy style.
Yes. Let's start in Iceland. The Holder folk, literally hidden folk, are still taken seriously today. A 2007 survey found that 37% of Icelanders, am I saying that right, Icelanders?
Yeah.
People in Iceland said it was possible they existed, and only 13% flatly denied it. Only 13% of a population. That is evidential right there. Roads have been divided to avoid disturbing elf rocks. For instance, in 2013, highway construction near Reykjavik, after protests that the blasting would harm the Holderfolk habitats. The case even reached Iceland's Supreme Court before the project was just redesigned.
Imagine the court session. Your Honour, the elves object.
Objection.
I'm such a child.
These beliefs are tied to Iceland's harsh landscapes, lava fields, eerie rock formations. Folklore say that Holderfolk live inside these stones, and disturbing them invites accidents, mechanical failures. So next time your car breaks down, don't blame the engine and your poor maintenance. Blame the elves.
Yeah. Moving on to Scandinavia, you get the Nisa, in Norway and Denmark, or the tomt in Sweden. So they are small gnome-like household spirits who cared for farms, but you had to leave them a bowl of porridge at Christmas. There are 18th and 19th century folk tales of Nisse strangling livestock or terrifying farmers who forgot.
Nothing says Merry Christmas like an angry gnome choking your goat.
Then there's trolls. Giant, sometimes dim-witted, sometimes cunning in Norse. Sagas. I hope I haven't said that wrong. Trolls were linked to the wilderness and danger. Sunlight petrified them, which is why Icelandic and Norwegian landscapes are dotted with troll rocks said to be their fossilized forms. I will get there in the end.
Geological features explained by angry giants with a bedtime problem. Makes sense.
Yeah. So moving on to Eastern Europe, we have the Domovoi. They were house spirits in Russia and Slavic countries. They were protectors if respected, but could turn violent if neglected. So folklorist W.R.S. Ralston recorded in 1872 that families often left bread in the kitchen overnight for them, insult them, and they'll pinch you black and blue, spoil your food, and even set fires. Basically, the world's moodiest roommates.
On the darker side, like that isn't dark enough, like setting everything on fire. There is the Rusalki in Slavic folklore. They were the relentless spirits of drowned women, which kudos to you. If you kill me, I am torturing you forever. Just putting that out there. So don't murder me and I won't torture you. But often appearing beautiful, luring men into rivers and dragging them under. In other traditions, they dance in the fields to bless a crop. And then in the 19th century, Russian peasants might generally fear encountering one of these near the water at night, and a fertility goddess or a murdered mermaid. A fertility goddess or a murdered mermaid. Talk about missed signals. Like either you're going to murder me or you could be a fertility goddess.
Hold up a sign. Let me know.
Yes, please. Like, help, evil.
Now,
I'm about to murder
Japan,
you.
one of my favourites. In Japan, hidden folk take the form of yokai and kami. The kitsune, I love kitsune, or fox spirit, appears in court records as early as the Heian period, so the 8th to the 12th centuries. Accusations of fox possession were common, with entire families ostracized because neighbors believed a kitsune lived inside them.
Oh.
Seems legit.
Imagine your mother-in-law refusing to visit because she thinks you've got a fox demon in your chest.
Then there are Tengu, part human, part bird tricksters, often accused of leading monks astray. Japanese medieval texts describe them as fallen spirits, so much like Europe's fairies tied to the devil.
So even Japan has a version of don't trust the winged weirdos.
Well, yeah.
In West Africa, in the Azis are little magical beings of the Dahomey, people said to live in anthills and forests. They are benevolent, giving humans knowledge of hunting and even fight. Early European missionaries in the 17th and 18th centuries documented locals making offerings before hunting, explicitly so that Asia will help.
So it's a helpful fairy who teaches survival skills. It definitely beats being led into swamp by a pixie.
Oh yeah. Finally, in the Americans, we have the Cherokee, Onwee-Junstee, the little people. They appear in multiple 18th and 19th century encounters from missionaries and settlers. They were knee-high, lived in remote mountains, and were deeply respected. They could help you find lost children, but mock or disrespect them, and they'd make you sick and cause you a lot of misfortune.
There's the global pattern again. Nice if you're nice, vicious if you're rude. It's all about respect.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it be the Holder folk in Iceland, Domevo in Russia, or little people in America, The theme is respect. They guard the line, demand respect, and punish arrogance. Basically, every culture invented a supernatural landlord, and none of them are accepting rent late.
Across all the different cultures, we've touched on this before, haven't we?
Yeah, like taboos, don't step into certain places, fairy rings in Europe, owl stones in Iceland, scarecrows in Africa, kami trees in Japan, offering
Yeah.
milk for brownies, which milk goes wonderful with brownies anyway, just saying. But offering milk for brownies, porridge for nieces, sake, and for camis. Sake for camis. Oh, sake burns my throat, but I do enjoy a sake. Sake for camis and tobacco for the Cherokee spirits. These are fairies seem to have munchies and like to drink and smoke. That's what I'm getting from this. They like a cigarette, they like some alcohol, some porridge, and good old milk to chug everything down. After which, sake and milk sounds like your stomach a curdle. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Then we've got some other overlaps like time distortion. So the Oisin Tanog, the Icelandic stories of travellers vanishing, Japanese tales of the Urashima Taro returning from undersea palaces centuries later. Then we've got the dual nature, the Domovi, the Azizar. They could all either bless or curse, or it depends on human respect.
So humanity basically looked at nature and said, better bribe it just in case. I mean, in all honesty, I bribe my children to behave when we're like, hey, if you do this, you get that. Bribery have worked since the dawn of time.
Yeah, or face misfortune. Bribe or face misfortune. In fact, I can't get my words out today. Some folklorists argue that the crossover beliefs point to a shared human archetype, the idea that we're not alone, that the world is inhabited by hidden beings who enforce respect.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Or maybe it's just a global version of blame the neighbor.
Well, yeah. So there you have it. Fairies as witches' allies, fairies as demons, fairies as neighbours across the globe. Wherever you go, there's someone in the shadows demanding porridge or milk.
Milk. And the remarkable thing is, this isn't just imagination. These are in trial records, ethnographs, court cases, even modern headlines. History keeps bumping up against the unseen.
Which is either terrifying or comforting, depending on how much milk you've got in the fridge.
I don't have much. Thank you for grabbing a brew with us this week. Don't forget to comment below any requests or email us at grabyourbrew@gmail.com. Write requests in the subline unless you have any creepy unhinged stories for our Wednesday episodes. Then title it story.
If you'd like us to blind react to a video, either email us or DM with the title Blind React.
Please like and subscribe to help our channel grow and join us next Monday for our deep dive
on the Banshee.
Until then, have an amazing week. Thank you.
Bye.